Welcome back to the GhostRider channel. I have a question for you. What goes in hard, comes out soft, and doesn't mind you blowing on it? Incorrect, you filthy human. Chewing gum. Now we know your mindset, I'll be sure to choose my words carefully from now on. It's been pissing down with rain today, so instead of recording, I thought it'd make more sense to give you guys a distraction from lockdown and coronavirus, and tell you a story about one of the worst customers I ever served. Many years ago, just after school, my friend offered me a job to work with him in a restaurant. The pay was basically slavery. The hours were unsociable, and my boss was a complete dick. He hated the men staff and was constantly creeping on the female staff. I didn't stick the job for long, but during the 6 months I did endeavour the hell on earth that was the restaurant, I came across quite a few flavours of idiot customers. What's your favourite flavour? The unique selling point of being a customer in our restaurant was that everything was ridiculously expensive for no good reason. For a steak and chips meal, you're banging out at least 60 quid. This enticed a certain kind of customer. The rich, snobby, horrible old people, or the cheating boyfriends trying to make it up to their girlfriends. It was common practice to be shouted at and berated by some posh old bitch who's taking the anger out about her husband leaving her for a 20-year-old out on us. We were spoke to and treated like poor peasants. I remember one bloke grabbed me by the arm when I was clearing the table. He left a tiny bit of mushed up food. He told me, "I paid for that. I don't want you to be eating what's left out back in that kitchen," as if I was a starving orphan, like Oliver Twist. I honestly don't know who was worse, the entitled customers or the kitchen cucks. Not a shift went by where I didn't see cocaine on a surface. It was just like a cult. If you worked in that kitchen, you better be sniffing some coke off of that hot plate, or you were on dishwashing duties for the evening. But that's a story for another time. It's hard to pick the worst customer, because a lot of them were very extreme and power hungry. I've picked out this one person for this story because it's one of the first ones that pop into my mind. Let's call her Lydia. Lydia was a Friday night local at the restaurant, because the posh restaurant was also a bar in the evening. Now Lydia was a very hard woman to please. She would pick a wine and always very loudly complain that the wine wasn't the real one or that it was too cold. She thought of herself as a wine supremacist or connoisseur. The lads in the kitchen always joked that one day they were going to put Tesco value wine in a glass, but tell her it was made by the hands of Sir Cliff Richard in his vineyard. It would be a thank you for being a horrible regular. I mean a lovely regular. Lydia would never return to the restaurant with the same bloke more than once usually. From what the rumours say, she hadn't worked a day in her life. She dated very old men with the understanding that they would give her X amount of money per visit. In other words, she was a sugar baby. Ugh, that word makes my skin itch. Who the hell decides, I don't want a job, I'm happy tickling granddad's old wrinkly balls once a week? Anyway, where am I going with this again, sorry? Oh yeah, so every Friday, Lydia got her frail old men to pay for dinner. She didn't try hide it either, which we kind of respected. During my 6 months working at the restaurant, I had many conversations with Lydia and her multiple boyfriends, or granddads. I was very young, so I wanted people to like me. I always ignored her personal insults and hissy fits, and tried the usual way to smother them with kindness, which did work sometimes, to be fair. The head chef made it clear that no matter what she does or says, we were never allowed to snap back at her, and under no circumstances were we ever allowed to mention her other victims, as we called them. One night, which wasn't a Friday, I see Lydia walk in with a huge handbag, dressed up in a very smart, sophisticated piece of clothing, which was a welcomed difference to her usual cheap leopard print miniskirt and low-cut top, leaving nothing to the imagination. She would always hike her tiny skirt up just before her and her victim would sit at the table. It may have been evening, but I certainly could see what she had for breakfast. Lydia arrived on her own this one day, which was strange. I quizzed the bar staff. They confirmed it was Lydia's Christmas pie. How? She never worked as far as I was aware. Turns out she gate-crashed her daughter's Christmas meal as her +1, not allowing her daughter's boyfriend to come. She was a crazy bitch. Welcomed Lydia and handed her our wine selection menu. Knew it off by heart, but it would have been rude to just ask her, "What do you want to drink?" Also, I know better than to give her a reason to kick off. I was afraid she'd be in a bad mood because she's never had to pay for her own meal, and our Christmas meals were stupidly expensive. Lydia shooed me away like a naughty dog. What was her problem? She didn't want a drink? She probably knew it was going to cost a small mortgage. The rest of the party arrived one by one and all ordered their drinks. Lydia waved one of the waitresses over, who in turn bring her a glass of red wine. I caught it in the corner of my eye. The waitress seemed to be apologising and gave me a dirty look. Once the waitress walked past me, I asked, "Why haven't you put the drink on a new tab for Lydia or put the cash in the till?" She was confused and told me that Lydia already ordered her drink when she walked in and paid me for it, which she clearly did not do. I went straight to the kitchen to tell the boss. He stormed out to the kitchen, started banging his knuckles on the touchscreen till, and opened a new tab. He announced in front of the whole restaurant, "Lydia, I've opened a tab for that drink, love, alright?" Lydia gasped out of the cheek of it. How dare he expose her to be a thief? As the night went on, Lydia became more and more drunk, becoming a loud, drunken, insulting embarrassment to her daughter. Her daughter came up to us at the bar and quietly asked us to not serve her mother any more booze. She was worried that her mum would cause her boss and colleagues to hate her, which made sense because Lydia hadn't stayed seated for more than a minute or two. To ensure she couldn't order any more drinks, I went to the till and closed her tab, meaning she could still pay, but not amend her order. Lydia's food was on the tab, fine, but only one glass of wine. Again, I went and told the boss. He came out to the kitchen looking super pissed off and approaches the party table. He asks, "How was the food? Good, I hope?" Lydia slurs that there was hair in her food and she wasn't paying. My boss said, "Lydia, how are you so drunk if you've only bought one glass of wine?" She tells him to fuck off and storms out, walking home without paying. The girls that were part of the party told us that the reason why she wouldn't stay seated is because she had bottles of wine in her bag and was refilling it in the bathroom every 5 minutes. The police were called. Lydia appeared the next day crying, trying to get the owner to drop the charges. I'm guessing they worked out a deal between them because Lydia was back as a regular as per normal. As I said, I wasn't too close with the kitchen staff because they were all constantly just doing cocaine off each other's tits and I wasn't interested. So that is the story of one of the worst customers that I ever served, and let me tell you, there are many of them. They're a bunch of dicks. I'm going to keep this video nice and short, guys. Thank you so much for watching and thank you again for the amount of support I'm receiving. It's crazy. Please stay safe, have a great day, have a great night. I'll see you all in tomorrow's upload. If you do want to hang around more, go into the description, check out all my socials. I'm around somewhere. I've been GhostRider. I'll see you all very soon.